For more on this, we turn to our political panel this evening. Former Georgia State Representative LaDawn Jones and also conservative commentator Steve Malzberg is with us tonight. Well, James Clapper has thrown himself right in the middle of all of this. And I guess my first question to you, Steve, is why now? And he is saying that they were concerned about Russia. That's why they were inside the Trump campaign. Does that fly?
No, it doesn't. If they were concerned about Russia inside the Trump campaign, would it not have made sense to alert everyone within the Trump campaign to be on the lookout and to report back to the Intelligence Committee instead of putting these spies, admittedly by Clapper himself, in his own words, putting these spies inside the campaign, inviting the members of the campaign out to trips to London, paying for them, wanting to insert himself in, according to the reports, Halper wanted to insert himself in as a foreign policy advisor to really get inside. And we have Michael Caputo now, who was very big with the campaign, saying that he thinks that he was approached by two spies, if you will. So, no, it makes no sense unless they were out to frame people and get them.
In the meantime, the president is calling this possibly the biggest political scandal ever, calling it Spygate. Are we hearing a sell job here, LaDawn?
This, good job, President Trump, at trying to spin this issue. But this is something we've always known. We've always known that the Department of Justice was looking into Russia collusion into our elections, which included the campaigns, which is why there was a special investigation started, which is why there is a problem with him firing Comey to stop this investigation. This is not news, and he's representing it and repackaging it with some tweets. Coincidentally, right around the time the news started breaking a story about his personal lawyer taking more money from more foreign countries and foreign nationals.
Well,
so it's real coincidental.
That was $400 grand from Ukraine to put a meeting together. So, which tells me that the Ukrainian president was pretty worried about Trump's connection with Russia or future relationship, in fairness. But LaDawn, they've got to justify their actions here. And so far, the justification is what? A dossier that has serious, credible issues?
Well, we have one, we already know that there was some involvement with our elections through social media. But let's not forget, if we look back to 2016, right at the same time that these communications were going on with Don Jr. and this meeting over adoptions, allegedly, right at the same time that Trump says from the podium on the campaign stand, hey, Russia, if you're listening, if there is a problem with it, Trump brought this on himself.
And all the supporters say he was just kidding when he said that. So we could take that either way. All right, Clapper is now saying that he thinks that Russia swung the election for Trump. But there was testimony from Facebook, Google, and Twitter executives in front of Congress and said, no, that didn't happen. Their involvement was minimal. So now here the American people again at a crossroads. Who do you believe?
Well, how do you believe Clapper, Ed? I mean, he's apparently lied to Congress at least once that we know of, possibly twice. I mean, between him, Brennan, and Comey, you can't believe any of them.
Well, he also lied about RT, but that was in a Senate Intel report in January 2017. So he has a way of not substantiating a lot of what he says. But I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I think that in fairness, that needs to be pointed out.
No, absolutely.
That's
Look, true. I'm sorry. I just want to say I think that it's a great thing that this meeting...
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I think it's a great thing this meeting is taking place tomorrow between the head of the FBI, Justice Department, and National Security, NSA, and we're gonna get at least two Republican congressmen are gonna get big answers.
I love it when both people want to talk. LaDawn?
One thing I do want to point out is that we're putting a lot of attention on the Russian involvement, and this is a concern. America wants to make sure that our elections are secure, but here's the reality. America is changing, and I think the Trump election had more to do with any meddling that someone may have done, and had more to do with the feelings of Americans. And I think it would behoove us at this point, while that investigation continues, for us to really investigate why people wanted someone like Trump in office.
LaDawn Jones, Steve Malzberg, always a pleasure to have both of you with us. Thanks so much.